There we go. All right, over here. Camera. Give me a second. I'm still getting warmed up. Oh, start streaming. Yes. No record. No this. No that. Yeah. That one there and that there. And there you go. Give me a couple of seconds. Still getting there. That doesn't look good at all. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, and start. There we go. Sit tight. I'm almost there. Almost there. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right, let's get together and feel all right. One love, one. Okay, I'll be right back. All right. Alrighty. Okay, that's good to go. That's good, and that's good. My hair looks terrible. Horrible. I need a haircut. Need to go to the barber. Good afternoon, or should I say good evening? What am I doing here? That's what I'm doing. All right, let's go back to the beginning. Back to the beginning. All righty, Brian, John, Dennis, good evening. All righty, who do we have here? Shirozen Afrida. Okay. Do you swing trade or only invest? I swing trade. What's going on? We're looking at investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Looking for a simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. Yes, I know. That's over 50% per year. Let's continue saying hi to everybody that's here tonight. Any valuable trading information? Yep, we're going to get to that. Just give me a minute. Getting all the other websites signed up and ready to roll. What's the exact 10-minute strategy? Sit tight and you will see. Hey, do you swing trade or just investing? I swing trade. How much you made last year? Over 65%. Swing trading is just investing. Kinda, yes, kinda no. Good to see you. Hey, Steve, how's it going? How long do you hold? 4 to 5 days, that's it. All right, let's start from the beginning. Brian, John, Dennis, Jose, good evening. Nisi, Brett, add your name here. Jim Miller, Kelly, good evening. Utilico, good evening. Nice to see you back again. D, what's happening? Shy Styles, Elenitz. Okay, Elenitza, I don't know. Mikey, Joe, Bill Hudson, Bud Jones, La Quevedo, okay. Gorari Hobart, okay. I Am Worthy, GFL, Karas, good evening. Techno Freak, okay. Randy Joe, how are you? Kip, Change My Life, Rich Collins, Jason, good evening. Weave, Special Kev, what's going on? What do we have over here? Brittany, good man. Your name is TJ. Good for you. Then why, if your name is TJ, why does it say Brittany Hair Salon? Hairston. Okay. All right. Cool. What stocks are we trading today? We're going to be looking at some. Give me an idea of what you want to look at, and we'll take a gander at it. Okay. Special Kev. Cage. Good evening. Gage. MT, Atulov, Narby, okay, back again, good evening, Eric, CSX Railroad. The stock seems really cheap compared to other three big. I wonder why. We're going to take a look at that in a minute. Sit tight. What do we have over here? Over here, we have Len. How's it going, Len? Bud Jones. Celestin. Okay, David. Thank you, David. John Bohe. Good evening, David. Good evening, David G. Kristen. Randy Joe. Football Man. Baller Letitian. Okay. Break. Lyle Barber. Jones. Table Tennis Bud. Schwangen. All right. Lyle, how's it going? It's going lovely, Lyle. Bernard, Jax, I'd love to see what's going on with NVIDIA today. Why? NVIDIA? Hell no. NVIDIA is not profitable, for number one. Number two, the dividend is only 1 penny. It's $185 per share, and it pays out 1 penny. What makes you think that NVIDIA is a good investment? It is 0.04% per year. 0.04. Don't even talk to me about NVIDIA, seriously. All right, Andrew, good evening. Gaia, Franco. You want to look at Hood? All righty. Ray J. Ramus, Happy Man, KC, what's going on? David, TJ Bell, KYLD and GLDY are great. Oh my goodness, dude, we have to have the conversation. We're going to take a look at those today, and I'm going to tell you why I don't like either one of them. Andrew, Caterpillar. Of course we can look at Caterpillar. Caterpillar's at the top of the list. It's one of the good ones. All right, let's check it out. Top of the list, Hood. Why the heck are we looking at Hood? It hasn't been around for 20 years yet. HOOD. All right, let's take a gander. Now, first and foremost, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader. Now, the 10-Minute Trader originally came from my 9-year-old daughter. Nine. She said to me, Daddy, what are you doing? Can you teach me? So my 9-year-old daughter wants me to teach her how to trade in the stock market. Well, most adults don't understand it. So here I'm supposed to teach a 9-year-old. 5 criteria. You ready? Simple. She's only 9. Safe. She's only 9. Predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That's the 5 criteria. Okay, so we came up with 5 very simple rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you do not want to hold on to. If you don't understand it and you don't know everything about it, you should not be buying it. That's pretty simple. Number 2, never sell at a loss. It kind of defeats the purpose of the whole game. Rule number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Why people invest in companies that are not profitable boggles my mind. It really does. But as you see the progression throughout the evening, we'll be here till about 11 o'clock, you will see there are a lot of companies that you asked me to take a look at that are not consistently profitable. And you'll be thinking to yourself, just like I do, what the hell are you thinking putting your money into a company that's not profitable? That just makes no sense. Rule number 4, weekly options only. Okay, the only way I'm going to get weekly cash flow is to trade something that trades on a weekly basis, such as weekly options. Or I can sit in front of my computer and look at this thing all day long. Yeah, I don't want to do that. I get better ways of spending my time than sitting in front of the computer looking at charts waiting for opportunities to pop up. Now, they do pop up every day, and a lot of people make a lot of money on the daily basis, day trading. Well, it's not for me. I don't want to day trade. 10 minutes a day, that's all I want, to be in front of the computer. That's it. 10 minutes, done, over with. Okay? Hold on. I got to pause these questions for a little bit. All right, so I'm going to just pause right there. So I'm going to answer all these questions as we progress. But I'm asking you to cut me some slack. Okay, we are live streaming on nine different channels. So I might not get your question as soon as you post it, but give me some time. I will try to get to every single question before the night's over. Okay? Len, we'll check on Unity. Give me a minute. Let's continue. All right. Len, we'll check Unity in a minute. Just sit tight for a second. Over here, sit tight. We're going to pause that right there. There. Oh, okay. Oh, no, I'm calling the police. Why would you say what the hell? Really, Jeremy? Grow up, will ya? Yo, teacher, should I like and subscribe to you? Only if you know what it is I'm doing. Yo, I'm going to like, subscribe to you and support your videos because I see you have one like. All right. Thank you, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, so got those questions. What do we have here? KJ, I see you're there, brother. What's happening? James, you started the Zoom meeting from this morning, not the 9 p.m. one. That's funny. We'll see how it works out. All right, let's keep on going. All right, so what do we have over here? Let me get my chair, sit down, and read some of these questions. Get a little comfortable here. Okay, Andrew, we're going to look at Caterpillar in a minute. Okay, first we're going to look at Hood. Hood first, then Caterpillar. Okay, so what do we have down here? All right. All righty. All right, good to see you. Thank you there, Mr. Steve. How long do I hold? It's always going to depend on the movement of the stock. If it's moving in the direction I want, I'll hold it. The longest I've ever held anything is 18 months. Now, I prefer only 5 or 10 days. That's it. That's my preference. Doesn't always work that way, but, you know, as long as it's profitable, I will hold on to it. Eddie, thank you for that. Hello, Englishman. Okay. Shibros. Okay, do you trade alerts so people can copy you if they wish? It's a good question. At this moment, I don't. Because what we have is a live trading group where people all get together first thing in the morning at 9 a.m. Okay, as soon as the market opens at 9:30, we're already prepared with what we want to look at for that week. Now, we only do weekly trades. Usually buy on a Monday and a Tuesday, and like to be out by a Friday with our 1% profit. That's all we're looking for. J-Man, what's happening? CCHH. J-Man, I have no idea what that is, but I'll take a look at it. Just sit tight for a little bit while we get to it. All righty. So we have 5 stocks to take a look at really quick. I'm up to date on most of these. Havocs. Hi. I've created a highly profitable strategy, but my problem is psychology, and do you have any advice? Well, I'd have to take a look at the trading strategy that you're talking about, number 1. What is your competitive edge? Number 2, and what is your success ratio over a certain period of time? Have you tested live for at least 2 years? Okay, think about those questions. All right, so let's keep on going. So I did the 9 a.m., not the 9 p.m. All right, let's see if I can end this and start the other one. End meeting. All right. 7 p.m. All right, right there. The 9 p.m. Start. Start, and there we go. All right, so the 9 p.m. one. See what's happening there. All right, so first on the list is Hood. Now, anytime I look at any stock, it's always A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. That means I have a pattern that I follow. I have a ritual that I incur. Okay? First thing I want to look at is the 1-year chart. And I'm looking for 5 specific things on a 1-year chart. Now, these 5 things should take you anywhere between 3 and 4 seconds to see them all. Now, I know that sounds like a very short period of time to see it, but wait and see if it makes sense. You ready? 5 things. Number one, the high of the year. Number 2, the low of the year. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it now? And number 5, what is the motion? What is the up-down movement? Let me show you, okay? Down, up, down, up. So let's do it really quick, 3 to 4 seconds. Are you ready? High, low, was, is, down, up, down, up. See that? 3 to 4 seconds. Now, you don't really need to draw it out like I did. You can just take a quick look. That's it. Well, what am I looking for? I'm looking for the high, right there, 155. I'm looking for the low, right here, at 30 bucks. Then I'm looking for the movement. Here we are right here, 86. The bottom is here, the top is here. So we're almost smack dab in the middle. Well, that's all I'm looking for at first. Okay, because once I take a quick look at that, 3 to 4 seconds, then I want to take a look at the numbers. Because as I was saying about the 5 rules, Rule 1, never pick something you don't want to own. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. Rule 3, profitable companies only. Rule 4, weekly options. And then finally, rule number 5, make sure all the numbers work. So what are the numbers? Well, the number 1 number is the current price, 86.56. Well, it stands out like a sore thumb. 86.56, 86.56, 86.56, 86.56. That's the current price, 86.56. It jumps out like a sore thumb. Mike, why are you making so much noise over here? All right, who do we have over here? Oh, come on. All right, Jim Bibby's here. Mikey's here. Mike. All right, how do I use this damn thing? Come on. No, that's me muting. That's me. Okay, how do I find out who the hell's here? Participants. There we go. And Gary, we're going to mute you. All right, we're going to mute Mike. And who else do we have? Doug Scott. We're going to mute you also. Mute. All right, so hypothetically, that should take care of all the noise in the background. And let's keep progressing forward. All right, that being said, all right, next on the list, what am I looking for? Once I figured out what it's doing here and the numbers, 86.56, well, the closest strike price is going to be the 87. And look what the 87 is paying, $4.35. Well, bro, you have 3 likes and that's all you can do. But I'm not trying to call you trash. You're too cool. But I would say, what the hell? I have tested it in a live market for 6 months and the win rate is around 88%. It works on scalping. I am usually get over 1 to 5 risk reward. Okay, so Halifax, Jeremy, just to let you know, in case you didn't, because you're relatively new here, my biggest problem is psychology. Well, that's an easy one to get over. But listen closely for a second, just for a second, okay? I'm live streaming on 9 platforms. You just so happen to be on the one platform that is not labeled and not advertised. So it's just kind of like a fluke that you showed up here, okay? So out of the 9 different channels, the one that you're on, not many people show up to because we haven't advertised it yet. So nobody even knows that we're live here because we have a lot of details to work out. Okay, so I appreciate you here and I appreciate the questions. If you really want someone to take a good look at that trading strategy you got, I'll be more than help you out. More than happy to help you out. Okay, I've been doing this for over 30 years. Okay? Now, I would tell you to go to the link in the bio, but there is no link in the bio on this channel. All right? So, I appreciate you being here. And yeah, okay, if you go to my website on YouTube, there's 1,600 videos, and none of them are generated by AI. All 1,600 videos of me standing in front of the camera doing exactly what I'm doing now. Now, I've been doing this close to 15 years, so that's a lot of videos. So I like to see what your trading strategy is and give you my opinion. Who knows? All right, so let's get back to where we were. All right, so we're still looking at Hood. Let's take a look at the last 30 days on Hood. Because if we're going to buy something, we want to see how is it reacting in real time. Well, real time is now, right? Well, it's not last year. It's not 6 months ago. It's not 3 months ago. It's not even 1 month ago. It's right here, right now, this week. What's happening now? Where do we think it's going next? That's what I'm looking for. Where is it going next? Fine. The last 30 days gives us a great idea. So we're at the 9th. The 9th is right there. Here's our last 30 days, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. We got a 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Here's where she was 30 days ago. Here's where she is now. Look at the momentum. Up, down, up, down, up. It hit the bottom on Thursday. Friday was higher. Today was higher. Me specifically. You got to figure out what works for you. But for me, I want 2 days to the upside from the 30-day bottom. 30-day bottom was Thursday. Friday was the first up day. Today was the second up day. If this thing opens up above 86.56 tomorrow, I'm jumping in because that's what I'm looking for. 30-day top, 30-day bottom, and the bouncing going up. Because that's what stocks do. They go up and they go down. That's it. They don't come to the house and take the dog for a walk. They don't empty the trash. They don't make you dinner. They don't tuck you in at night and put those little candies on your pillow. No, they go up, then they go down. That's it. That's all they do. They go up and they go down. That's it. All right, Daily Cross. We haven't looked at Apple yet. Actually, we're just getting started, so I need a little bit more time to get all warmed up. We're just looking at Hood at the moment. All right, so let's continue to take a look at Hood. All righty. Bottom, now she's going up. Let's take a look. The 86 is going for 480. Why is it going for 480? That's a nice rate of return. But here's the thing. Hood doesn't have any dividends. So we don't know, is it the right time to buy and is it something you want to own? So remember what a covered call is. A covered call is buying the stock. So the big question is, do you like Robinhood? And the second question should be, do you like Robinhood at this current price, 86.56? Because remember the other rules. Rule 1, never buy something you don't want to own. And Rule 2, never sell at a loss. So if you buy this at 86.56 and it drops down to 43, that's a 50% drop. Can you buy something like that and not panic and sell it when it drops? It's not an if it drops, it's when it drops. Any time travel exists. Thank you. Well, I already seen the video before. No, you couldn't have seen the video before because this is live at this moment. So there's no way you could have seen this video before. Okay? It's glittery nighttime, and you're literally teaching little kids right now. No, I'm not. There's an age parameter on these videos, and you've got to be 18 to be here. Okay? So, and if anybody ever mentions that they're underage, I automatically stop and I said, yo, dude, I can't talk to you. Or yo, dudette, I can't talk to you either. I don't talk to people underage. It's just my steadfast rule. Now, if you're underage and you don't inform me that you're underage, well, that's not a me thing. Okay? There are presets on each one of the video channels. Is it made for children? No, it's not made for children. Adults only. That's what its parameters are for. If you snuck in here being underage, nothing I can do about that, and I don't talk to underage people. It's just flat out, no, I don't. Terribly sorry, get your parents here. All right, that being said, let's keep on keeping on. Hood, let's do it. Let's see what it looks like. Let's get rid of this. We're currently at 87, so let's do the 87s. The covered stock, the 87. Now, I'm in the way so you can't see what I'm doing, but in case you're new here and you don't know, all right, this right here, this screen behind me, that is live on YouTube, okay? So YouTube has 3 live channels at this moment. 1, actually 2, with me standing in front of the camera like this, and the 3rd one is just the screen by itself. Nothing up top, nothing down below, not even me standing in front of it, just the screen so that you can see these little tiny numbers. Because you can't see them on your phone or your laptop. But if you're on a big 60, 80-inch screen TV, yeah, you can see them then. So let's keep on going. That being said, we're going to do the covered call, the 87, because right now the stock's at 86.56, and the closest strike price is going to be the 87. And the 87 is going for that price right there, so we're going to give that a try and see what rate of return that is. All right, there it is, 1 contract at the market. There we go. Here's what the order should look like and should sound like. John, I really want to take a look at Citigroup today. I do, so don't go anywhere. All right, here's the order. Buy 1 covered call of Hood, Robinhood, 13 February 26. That means this option is going to expire this coming Friday at 3:59 p.m. Because at 4 p.m., market closes and you cannot do anything after 4 p.m. unless you're approved for after-hours trading, which this is not really geared towards after-hours trading. Okay? All right, the 87 call option. Well, the stock at this moment in time is at 86.90. Right there, see, 86.90. Well, if I buy it at 86.90, I sell it at 87, I'm going to walk away with $480 per contract. Now, let me explain just a little bit so you understand what we're doing. We're buying the stock, okay, Robinhood. We're selling the rights, not the obligations. That means whoever buys it can do it if they want to, but they don't have to. Mary June, I see you. I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? Nice to see you, Mary June. So, the profit, $480 per contract. The investment. Now, there's always going to be an investment if you're looking for a rate of return. Now, we're all adults here. We know what we're doing. This is a game for adults. You invest your money. You put it into a stock that you like, and you watch it grow. Now, I'm just helping it grow a little bit faster by selling covered calls against it, thus bringing in cash flow on a weekly basis. That's my goal, weekly cash flow. All right, so let's take a gander. 480 is the profit, 8,200 is the investment. So to find out the rate of return, now this is where you're going to need to change your thinking a little bit, because we're not investing for annual returns. We're investing for weekly returns. Weekly, that's 52 times a year. We want to trade on a weekly basis. All right, so let's take a look. Calculator. Take the profit, 480. And we're going to divide it by the investment, 82.20. Okay. Divide 82.20. That gives me a grand total of 5.8% for 1 week. Now, some of you may or may not realize this, but 1% per week, that's my goal. Simple, safe, predictable 1%. That's over 50% per year. 50% per year. Now, this trade right here is paying 5.8% for 1 week. Can you imagine if you can get 5.8% every single week? Tyrone, this is called Think or Swim, offered through Charles Schwab. All right, so we're going to save this one. All right, we're going to save this one because it's 5.8%. Why the hell not, right? These are the trades we had for last week. There's the trades we had for yesterday. Uh-oh, where did that one go? Whoops. There it is. Sorry, I'm just moving it around a little bit. All righty, here we go. And there it is. Robinhood. Woohoo! Buy one covered call of Robinhood. HOOD. 13 February 26. That's this coming Friday. Meaning whoever buys this option, they have between when they buy the option and the end of the week, 3:59 p.m. this coming Friday. The 87 call option, look at the strike price. Look at the current price. The current price is 86.58. So if I buy it 86.58, sell it for 87, okay, I'm making $480. It's only costing me $8,200. That is a 5.8% for 1 week. Imagine multiplying 5 times 52. Normally, you're not going to get 5% every week. I roughly average around 1.4% a week, which is still pretty damn good if you think about it. 1.4 every single week. That's a nice little rate of return. Well, at least I think so. All right, let's keep on doing this. So, 5.8. Damn it. I hate it when it does that. See? Then I got to do it all over again. 5.8. Okay. We're going to wait for that baby to load up. $5.8. Gotta love it. 5.8 for today. That's the first one. We got 4 more to go. Let's find 4 more. What do we have next? Okay, Rev Detail. Do you prefer cash secured puts, leaps, or short term to enter a position? All right, Rev Detail. I don't do cash secured puts right away. Okay, sometimes once in a while I will do them. But the most part, not really. I like covered calls. They're simpler, they're safer, and they're easier. All right. Well, I already seen the video. Okay, I already read that one. Let's keep on keeping on. Okay, so J-Man wants to take a look at CCHH. Now, I don't know why I've never heard of it, because there's literally over 10,000 different. You know what? We haven't done this yet, so let's go do it right now and find out exactly how many stocks do we have this week. Okay? We're going to run over to FinViz. Just keep an eye on it. It's going to pop up. Now, FinViz is a financial visualization website. Hit the wrong button. Here it is right there. All right. FinViz, financial visualization. I don't want to look at that. iBids. Okay, the screener. I'm looking for one number and one number only. Here's the, oh, come on, I just saw it. There it is right there. Are you ready? Check this out. 10,899. Got that? 10,899 different companies this week. They change every week. So this week there's 10,899 different companies to choose from. So how do you choose which one you want to do? Okay, I only look at about 300. So imagine that, 10,900 companies. I only look at 300 because only 300 fit what I'm looking for. And what I'm looking for is pretty specific, consistently profitable for at least 2 decades, and weekly options. That's it. 2 criteria, only 2. Weekly options and consistent profits. That's all. Not too much to ask, is it? All right, it's not responding, so we'll just get that out of there. All right, so next on the list, what do we have next? CCHH. I have no idea what CCHH is. It says CCH Holdings. Hell no. Okay? J-Man, you see that? Hell no. CCHH, check this out. It's less than $1. How can you honestly tell me that this thing has 2 decades of consistent profits? 2 decades. No. No. Thank you. But thank you for your input, though, Jay. Okay, Odin, thank you. Shribut, you do trade alerts in case someone wants... Absolutely. How about you? How about me? What? Do you trade alerts? Okay, yep, I got that one. Already answered that question. Up, down, how's it going? Hi, do you have a video that explains how you do it? An example live. Oh, yeah, I do. 1,600 different videos on YouTube. They're all doing the exact same thing. Me standing in front of the screen telling you exactly what I'm doing, exactly what I'm trading, and how I'm looking at it. That's it. Or if you like, you can go to the paid service. That way you pay and you watch me trade live and ask me whatever questions. I'll even look at your positions and give you my opinion. That's it, just my opinion. So let's keep on doing this. What is next? All right. Phew. Wow, we got a few here. A few. All right. TJ Bell. TJ Bell wants to take a look at KYLD. I can say no now if you want me to. KYLD. Wow. Okay, so this is why I'm saying no to KYLD. Are you ready? There are no options. Okay, although the chart looks good, look at this. The drop, there's the 30-day bottom right there. Now she's shooting up. Yeah, it looks fine, but no. No options, no thank you. I have no desire to sit in front of the computer and look at this all day. None. If it has no weekly options, no thank you. Remember rule number 4? Weekly options only. Sorry. GLYD. GLYD. That right? GLDY. Sorry. GLDY. Defiance Gold Enhanced Options Income ETF. No. Okay? No options, no thank you. Okay? Well, this looks pretty good. She dropped, now she's retracing. If that's what you're looking for, well, there you go. Not that I'm condoning it because there's no options available. Remember rule 4, weekly options only? No options, no thank you. Plain and simple. All right, so let's keep on keeping on. Next, what do we have? Eduardo, hello. Jeff, Techno Freak, how are you? Dina Mingo, how are you? Golfy Green, the Kavanaugh, thoughts on PDI? What the heck is PDI? PIMCO Dynamic Income. No, I don't. If no options, no thank you. Do you remember rule number 4? Weekly options only. Okay. Shaven Freeman. How are you, Shaven Freeman? Chad Martin, how are you today? Ying Samps, FDDMX. What the hell? FDDMX. What the hell is that? Did I read that right? FDDMX. PIMCO Dynamic Income. All right. Whenever it says we cannot find that symbol, it means it's not a U.S. stock. Sorry, that's going to be a no. She-Wolf Trader, how are you today? Lyle Barber, how are you? APLE, APLE. Apple Hospitality REIT. No. Who said that one? User, okay. I don't do monthly options. Remember rule 4, weekly options only. Dinaminga, Dinaming, AMD, that's Advanced Micro Devices, AMD. Interesting. Check this out. You ready? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Let me get over this side so you can see a little bit better. Oh yeah, can't even see that far over there. Let me push this thing back some. Someone said they couldn't see yesterday, so I pull it forward. So let's push this back a little bit. There we go. Now that's a little better. Now you can see the whole thing. There we go. Well, now I can see the whole thing. All right. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Well, that's easy. Right here. Last 30 days. The top, the bottom, and a gap. So yeah, baby's going up. But before we go any further, how do the numbers look? Remember rule 5? How do the numbers work? 216, 216, 216, 216, 2, they have a 215, and that's paying $6. But we're going to lose $1 right off the top. If we buy it at 216 and sell it at 215, we're losing $1 right off the top. So we take $1 off of this. Now I'm only walking away with $5. Well, that's more than 1%, so let's take a look. What do the numbers look like? Okay. Last 30 days. Here we go. 30 days ago, right here, 200. Shoots up to 270, drops back to 190. Now we're going back up again. Look at the gap down. 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going back up. And there's a gap. Gaps have a tendency to fill. What does that mean? That means this baby's going to come up to at least here. Now, is it going to do it now, or is it going to do it next week or the week after? Well, we really don't know. But you got a couple questions to ask yourself. Question number 1, does it make sense? Question number 2, do I like this company at this current price? So remember, whatever you buy, it is going to go down. It is going to go up. You just don't know which one, because tomorrow it's a flip of a coin. It's going up, it's going down. It's one or the other. Or it could stay right where it is. But usually it goes up or down. So that being said, I like that idea, and I like that right there. That looks interesting. Now, I don't think this has dividends, so it's not really on my list. But let's see what you guys think. Let's get rid of that. Let's go to covered call. Let's do the 215. It's right there. Just do one contract so you understand what one goes for. And then you can decide for yourself, can you do 1? Can you do 6, 7, 32? How many can you do comfortably? Because we all have a different amount of money to play with. Now, I'm retired. I'm 62. So I got 5 decades of money saved up. So my numbers are just a little bit different than yours. That's why I don't talk numbers. I only talk percentages because 1% is 1%. So whether you have $100 or whether you have 100 million, 1% is still 1%. It's just a 1 with a bunch of zeros. So let's take a look. All right, buy 1 covered call AMD, 13 February, that's this coming Friday. The 215 call option, 631 is the profit, 20,000 is the investment. Now, 20,000 might be a bit much for some people, but at some point, you will get there. If you keep at it, eventually, at some point, you will get retired too. Because whether you agree or not, whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, Friday is coming. It is. Friday's right around the corner. And then guess what? The next Friday's around the corner. And the next month is right around the corner. And then all of a sudden we're at Christmas again, and then New Year's again. And then all of a sudden we're thinking about, whoa, who's going to be the next president? It's going to come whether you like it or not, or whether you agree or not. So if you take advantage of the one thing you have that equalizes everybody else, because no matter who you are, you don't get any more than I get. I don't get any more than you get. And what is that? Time. Tick, tock, tick, tock. Ain't no way you're going to stop the clock. It's going to keep on going whether you like it or not. Whether you agree or not, Friday is coming. Are you going to profit this week? Or are you going to say, I'll do it next week? Well, guess what? When this week is done and over with, you can never, ever make that up. So let's keep on progressing. So this one here, let's see what the rate of return is for 1 week. Get the calculator, the profit, 631. We're going to divide that by the investment. Now, you can think that you're investing just to make 631 bucks. Or you can rethink it and think to yourself, I'm creating a weekly cash producing asset. So the asset has the opportunity to have weekly cash flow, but you need to know which buttons to push and which is the optimum time in order to do that. Passport Eric, would you do the 86 on Hood and earn less premium but more insurance? Well, number one, Eric, I don't do Hood because it has no dividends. That's about it. But if you like it and you're okay with it, yeah, the 86 is a safer trade. You will get a little bit less premium, but it's a safer trade. So you're going to have to balance out, do you want safety or do you want profitability? Now, if you're not retired, then yeah, probably leaning towards profitability. But somebody in my position who's retired and has no desire to go back to work, not that I can't, not that I should or shouldn't, but I've already put in 5 decades. My very first job was in 1974. That's my very first job, 1974. 51 years ago. Yeah, I think I'm entitled to retire. Thank you. Anyway, that being said, 631 is the profit. The investment is 20,000. You can think of it any way you want. The way I choose to think of it is I'm creating weekly cash flowing assets. That means every single week, every position that I have brings me in some money. Some. That being said, check it out. Buy 1 covered call, 13 February, 215 call option, 631 is the profit, 20,000 is the investment. That is a 3% return for 1 week. So the question, do I like this company? Is this something I can picture myself putting my money into? I'm going to save this one in case you like it. Now, I have to admit, it's not on my list because it doesn't have dividends. for those of you who want it, those of you who like it, those are the numbers. Hang on. There it is. Wow, can't really see it. And there it is, right there. Buy one covered call, AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, 13 February. The 215 call option, the stock is at 214.49. Okay, 214.49. I'm going to sell it at 215. We're going to walk away with 631 bucks, and we got 20,000 riding on it. Now here's the thing: if the stock is above 215 come this Friday, I'm going to get all my money back plus the profits. Now, if it's below 215, okay, I'm going to keep the profits and I'm going to keep the stocks, and I get to sell it again next week. Okay, do you understand that? So if the company's good, I will buy it and I will sell it to someone else at the same price I paid for it. If the stock drops, I will keep the stock, I will keep the profits, and then I will resell it to someone else next week. And I will keep doing it week after week after week until it hits my target. What's my target? 215. The current price right now, 214.49. So it's not that far off. All right. Let's save this one. Damn it. Hate it when it does that. Enjoy! Yay! All right. That being said, while we're waiting for that to shoot up, what do we have here? Hi, do you have a video that explains? Yes, I do. QCOM. Ooh, who said that? Matthew Christensen wants to take a look at QCOM. All right. QCOM it is. Give me a minute while I get this all reset. And then we're going to put QCOM in here. QCOM. Ooh, nice. Hold on. What's the one? It's 3%. Was it 3? What is this? 3%. Okay. 3%. I can live with 3% for 1 week. All right. Where were we next? All right, next. La 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 la. All right. We just looked at Hood. Okay, Andrew wants to take a look at Caterpillar. Well, Caterpillar's on my list. CAT. No. Andrew, wasn't that quick? It was a quick no. Why? I don't buy anything at the high of the year. No, I don't. It's the high of the year. No. Len. UNITY. 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 All right. UNITY. Okay, so Len, UNITY is not popping up. Okay, it's not popping up there, dude. Okay, we can't find that symbol. So that means no. Sorry. Next on the list, John. John, I've been wanting to look at Citigroup for a while. Thank you for that. Citigroup. No. No, John, no. I don't buy anything at the high, John. Sorry. No. No, and no. Mary June. Ooh, Tyrone Market. What platform are you using? That's called Think or Swim. Okay, Andrew, Raz, good evening. Teddy Bear, how are you? Daily Cross, did you speak about Apple already? Daily Cross, hold tight. Here we go. AAPL, Apple, no. Sorry, dude. I just don't buy at the high, man. Okay, right there. The high. No, no, and no. Sorry. Do Swiss and Messon. You got to tell me what the sticker symbol, the ticker symbol is for Smith and Wesson. Okay? Beyonce. Well, hello. Spiritual enthusiast. Can't see the entire screen behind you. That's why it is live on YouTube. Because if you're on your if you're on your what do you call it, your phone or your iPad, you're not going to see the back. You're not going to see this. That's why it's live on YouTube. So go over to YouTube, the 10-minute trader, and it's live right there. Richard, how are you? Mama, nice to see you again. George, hello. Jeff, how are you doing? Joey V, buy gold and don't worry about buying options. See, Joey V, you know what? That is great for people who have money and do not need income. That's it. If you don't need income and you have more money than you know what to do with, take Joey's advice. Buy gold and just wait. But for those of us that need income and don't have enough money just to dump it all into gold, because the funny thing about gold that people like Joey don't tell you is it doesn't give you an income. You can buy a big brick of gold and plop it on your desk. It's nothing but a glorified dust collector. Until you cash it in, it is nothing but a dust collector. Because you cannot take a big block of gold, stick it in your pocket, and go to the Dunkin' Donuts and buy some donuts and coffee. Or Starbucks. You can't do it. And there's no income. Income, Joey V. I'm looking for income. I'm not looking for a dust collector. Now, trust me, I do have gold and I do have silver. Not once. I'm going to repeat it, and I'm going to repeat it slowly, Joey V, so you can hear me. Not once has anybody stopped by my house and say, hey, James, you got all this gold and all this silver. Here is some weekly income. It doesn't work that way. Gold and silver, precious metals, and other commodities like that are only good when you sell them. That's it. Now, it will go up in value, great, but it has no income possibilities. And to dump all my money into something with no income, I would have to go back to work. And hell no. Hell no. I have no desire to do it. What else do we have? Sorry there, Joey V. P. Everly, TSLA, Tesla. Now, we've talked about Tesla many a times. Tesla does not have dividends, so why are we looking at it? Think about it. If there's no dividends, that gives us no clue of when it moves predictably. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for an edge. And if Tesla doesn't have a dividend, how are we going to know when it moves? Other than keeping our eye on it all day long. Poison, what's the line represent? I have no idea what line you're talking about. But all right. TikToks, what's happening? Abe, poison. Okay, so poison. Explain to me which line you're talking about. Because there's a lot of lines everywhere. Which line is it that you're talking about? I don't know. Now you got to remember, I got 9 different platforms running, which means I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 screens that I can see. Now the other screens, I feel bad for those people because I can't answer their questions because it's not right here in front of me. However, now my son did join me at the beginning of the week. So actually the beginning of last week. So now we're going to start seeing a lot more momentum and a lot more things coming. Okay, he's actually working on transcribing one of the books. So one of the books will be available for you guys to buy right straight from the live. So you just go right to the, what do you call it? Right to the the bio. Okay, the link in the bio. Yeah, just go right there and you can buy the quick little book. It's simple, it's easy, all that kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. How is creating this educational content profitable? For who? For me or for you? It's an interesting question, but how is it profitable? Well, information is not profitable. Okay, it could be educational, but it's not going to be profitable unless you use it. Okay, who? Today's picks. Where'd it go? Just disappeared. PLT, all right there. Okay, who wants to take a look at Advanced Auto Parts, Baxter, and V? I always wondered what VFC Corporation stood for. VFC. VFC Corporation. It's not like, somebody's name. All right, who? Let's take a look at this. Advanced Auto Parts. Nice. However, it looks like it's going to slow down. Okay, the top, the bottom, where was it? Where is it? Look at the motion. Down, up, down, up. That big move right there, it's going to come and bite you in the butt. Because look, from 37 to 55, it's like almost a straight line. Yeah, it's going to be taken back very shortly. See, take a look. Bottom, top. What do you think? That's the top. I don't buy anything at the top. It just doesn't make sense. Now, buying at the bottom makes sense because then she goes up. Buying at the top makes no sense at all. Not to me, anyway. I've been playing this game way too long to buy anything at the top. BAX, Baxter, BAX, a Dividend King. Ooh, let's take a look. Baxter, same thing. All right, you ready? The high, the low. Where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, straight, down, straight, then up. Okay. To 2173. The 2150s are going for 115. Now, that's a nice little rate of return. Let's check that one out. Who? Baxter. Let's check it out. The last 30 days. There you go. Last 30 days. What is that telling you? 30 days ago, we're here. We shoot up, pull back, shoot up, pull back, shoot up. Now it's coming down. Sorry, just deflated that one, didn't we? Okay? Bottomed here at 19. Now she shot up to 22. Now, you may be thinking 19 to 22 is not a lot. It's $3. Now, I know you're not excited about $3, but here's the thing. The bottom, 19. $3 on a $19 stock, well, that is, what, 17, 18%? Not quite 20%, but it's still a nice jump. Okay, so yeah, now she's coming back down again. Sorry, Baxter, not today. But I will put Baxter down for 2 weeks from today because that looked promising. Hold on, got to get my book out. BAX. Baxter. All right. 2 weeks from today. Awesome. All right. Last but not least, what else do you want to take a look at? We already looked at Apple. We already checked the UNTY. Apple, we already looked at. Buy gold, don't worry. Yep, that ain't going to happen. All right. Who wants to take a look at VFC? And it's basically just VFC Corporation is all it is. Now, this looks kind of interesting. Okay, here's the top, the bottom, down, up. That's it. What's going on right here? Well, let's zoom in and see what it sounds like and see what it looks like. Okay, here's our last 30 days. 30 days ago, we're here. We dropped, back up, back down, back up, back down. Now she's going back up again. It is definitely in an upward trend. Well, that's a good thing. All right, well, currently 2110. The 21s are going for 42. That's almost 2% if you like this company. So let's take a better look at VFC. Let's get rid of that. Now, we want to do the covered call at 21. And just one contract, because we don't need 10. I have it set for 10. Okay. Inquisitive, introverted, mortal. Immortal. Okay. Inquisitive, introverted, immortal. Be honest, 1% weekly isn't possible. Wow. Okay. I've never heard of 1% ROI ever. Ooh, I just love guys like this. I really do. Inquisitive. Check this out. You're going to like this. Hold up, I'm going to come to you next. Let's finish up with VFC first, and then I'm going to address what you have to say. So sit tight, don't go anywhere. You ready? Buy one covered call VFC, 13 February, the $21 call option. $46 is the profit, $2,000 is the investment. I hope you understand that part. Because in order to create a profit, you have to make an investment. Great, if I make an investment and it's $2,054, what's my rate of return? Well, my rate of return for this week is 46 bucks. So let's get the calculator and figure out what rate of return that is. Okay, so 46 bucks is the profit, 46, and then we're going to divide that by the investment, or the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $2,054, and that comes to a grand total of $2,054, gives me 2.2%. So I hope you and Young's Vamp can at least appreciate the math. Okay, so if I'm buying one contract or 100 shares, and 100 shares is costing me $2,054, okay, I'm buying at the current price, which is $21.10. I'm turning around the very same day and selling it for 21 bucks, and I'm collecting a $46 profit. And if the stock's above 21, I get all my money back and I still keep the profit. That is a 2.2% for 1 week. So much for your 1% a week, but 2.2% a week. And what is this one? This is VFC Corporation, if you like VFC Corporation. But remember rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to own or you do not understand. So it's perfectly acceptable. If you don't know who VFC is, don't buy it. Seriously, they got 5 decades. 5 decades is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years of consistent profits. VFC is a dividend king. That means 5 decades of consistent profits. So whether or not you like the company, whether or not you want to own the company, rule number 1, never buy something you don't understand. If you don't understand VFC, don't buy it. I'm going to save this one because 2.2% works for me. Okay, VFC, 2.2%, if you like it. Hold on, I'm going to address your situation in a second. Here we are right here, VFC, there we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, come on. All right. One covered call VFC, 13 February, the $21 call option. $46 is the profit, $2,000 is the investment. Anytime you make an investment, there's always going to be a rate of return, whatever your rate of return is. And it always works the same way. What is the profit? What is the investment? Okay, so the investment here, 2,000 bucks. The profit, 46, that comes to 2.2%. Not 1%, 2.2%. All right, hold on. Let's get rid of this. All right. 2.2. All right, so who do we have here again? So, inquisitive, introverted, immortal, and young Samps. Neither one of you have ever heard of 1% per week. Okay, so sit tight for a second. You just saw me do one. You saw me do one. So what else do I have up here? 5.8, 3%. This is all for 1 week. 2.2, 2.8, 4.1, 1.7, 3.8, 1.9. That's just this week. This is last week. 2.3, 1.6, 1.9, 2.3, 2.2, 3.6, 2.3, blah, 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 blah. Everything is over 1%. I don't save anything unless it's over 1%. That being said, let me show you something else, just because I'm feeling interesting. Okay, so let's get rid of this. Let's go there. And let's go here. Okay, sit tight. Sit tight. I got something to show you. Now, if you didn't know, this is my website, The 10-Minute Trader. Okay, do some research. You'll notice that website has been live and active for over 15 years. Okay, that's not what I wanted to show you, though. What I want to show you is right here at the 2024 trades for the year. Okay, this is my trades for 2024. Account number 1, account number 2, and account number 3. All right, sit tight. Are you ready? Let's slide back for a bit. All right, let's go right to about here. Wow, I didn't even do those. Wow, I have to get on Jacob for this. All right. All right, you ready? Inquisitive. Week 18, quarter 2, week 5, April 29th to May 3rd. 2.25%, 2.9%. Okay? April 22nd to the 26th, 2.5, 1.3. 1.9, 1.7. 7.4, 1.08. 4.5, 1.4. 4.06, 1.15, 1.68. Uh-oh, you're right. I didn't do 1%. This one right here, look at this one, 0.89. I only made $1,165 a week, 0.89, just shy of 1%. So no, I didn't make 1% that week. But what do we have here? 3.7, 8.8, 3.3, 2.4. That's enough there. Let's go to 2025. Okay, that's 2024. Okay, 2025. Okay. Weekly trades 2025. Account 3, account 2, account 1. All right, let's slide down a little bit. Right about, where are we? Right about here. Okay, what is that? I have to change that color. That says June 20, that says week 26, June 23rd to June 27th. 0.94, 0.9. So I didn't make the 1% there. But 0.9 is not bad. 6.2. Well, that's pretty damn good, isn't it? Okay, 0.4. That's horrible. 1.5, 1.7. 3.4, 1.4. 2.7. Let's go back even further. What do we have here? April. Okay. 1.4, 1.7, 3.9. So how many more of these do you want to see? Okay? Okay, inquisitive, introverted, immortal. Okay, 1% is not possible. Okay, well, I'm showing you. Week 14, week number 3, the second quarter, April 14th to April 18th. 1.4, 1.7, 3.9. Now, I can show you all of these. I can be here all day long and show you over 1% every single week. Now, some weeks I don't make it. Like I showed you, I made 4% one week. What was it? No, 0.65. Okay, I only made $1,100 that week. 0.65. Did I make it 1%? No, I didn't. But what did I do the next week? 1.3. The next week, 3.6. The next week, 4.2. So do I get 1% every single week? No. Sometimes I make more, sometimes I make less. But I average over 1.4 over the year. So there's 52 weeks. Out of the 52 weeks, my average is 1.4. So whether you agree with 1% or not is truly irrelevant because I do make it every single week. All right, let's keep on going. What else do we have? Phoebe. How are you, Phoebe? Nice to see you. Patriotic Icon. How are you? GLW. Isn't GLW, hold on, don't tell me. Corning. GLW is Corning, right? Let's get out of here. Let's go back to single and let's put in GLW. GLW. Hell no. Who came up with Corning? Patriotic icon. I don't buy anything at the high of the year. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I don't buy at the high of the year. It just doesn't make sense. All right. We all know this, man. Yep. Hoopty enthusiast. He's mostly looking for like 50% a year. Yep. Which is still nuts. Well, you know, I honestly don't know what to tell you guys. If you can't read numbers and you don't understand what you're looking at, just ask questions. Anything is possible if you think it's possible. So I'm showing you stocks. I'm showing you the trading strategy that was, I might add, created for a 9-year-old. Whether you agree or not is irrelevant because 1% every single week is over 50% per year. And what I've been showing you, everything I write down is over 1%. So whether you do it or not, that's a you thing. Okay? SCH, isn't that Sherwin-Williams? SCHW. Charles Schwab. Damn it, what is Sherwin-Williams? I forget. No. Okay, who came up with that one? KG? I don't do anything at the high, brother. Nothing, nothing, nothing. I don't buy at the high. It just doesn't make sense. Okay, so what do we have next? Eric, Sam, and Madison. No idea what that means. Phoebe, thank you. All right, how is covered calls compared to vertical spreads? Oh. Who said that one? Okay, DD. A vertical spread is great if you know how and when to place them, but they do have setbacks. And the biggest setback a vertical spread has is you got two options, and they both are going to expire. Not might, they are going to expire. Now, if you don't do a vertical spread right, you could lose everything. At least with a covered call, you own the stock. And if you sell the option, well, after that option expires, you possibly could still own the stock. Okay, Passport Eric. Alex, what's happening? Would you do the 86 on Hood and earn less premium but more insurance? Yeah, absolutely. Which is still nuts. KG, how are you doing? Detroit Tiger, GPUS. What the hell is that? I have no idea. GPUS. Hyperscale data. Hell no. Detroit Tiger. I don't do anything below $1 because if it's less than $1, I find it very challenging to believe that there's 2 decades of profits. So I'm looking for consistency of profitability. Is the company consistently profitable? Well, this thing, it's 20 cents. How can you possibly say it has 20 years of profits at 20 cents? And there are no options. So no, and no. All right, let's keep on looking at these. Thomas, how are you doing? Alonzo Jr., how are you? Victor, how are you? Patriot, we already looked at that one. PLTR. Now, I could say no to PLTR now because it doesn't have any dividends. And without dividends, you're not going to know when the stock is going to move predictably. Now, there's a reason why I do dividend stocks. Because just before the dividend is paid, the stocks have a tendency to increase in value. And when the stock price goes up, that's a great time to jump in and take advantage of that strategy. Honda CBR. Ooh, I had a Honda CBR 554. Ooh, that was a nice bike. That was one of my first big street bikes, the Honda 554. But right now I got a Goldwing. So you're an older guy. What's the best thing you learned on your journey? Don't be greedy. How's that? Okay, I'm an old guy. Thank you. So what I've learned is don't be greedy. There's plenty of money to go around. Bears make money, bulls make money, and pigs get slaughtered. Share the wealth. Okay, if I think the stock is going to go up, I'm going to buy it at 142.91. I'm going to sell somebody the rights to buy it from me at 143. I'll pick up 2%. If the stock jumps up, well, I only get 2%. The rest of it goes to whoever bought that option. I really don't care. See, that's what a lot of people have a hard time with. But the stocks keep going up. I don't care. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for safety. I'm looking for predictability. I'm looking for consistency. Stocks do two things and only two things, and they all do it. They all go up and they all go down. They're all going the same direction, headed toward a better year this year than last year. That's their goal this year. Everybody has the same goal. They want to make more money this year than they did last year. So there's 10,899 companies, and they're all going the same direction. Higher profits. That's their goal. So this week, I might be on here. Next week, I might be on AT&T. The week after, I might be on Macy's. The week after that, I might be on Ford. The week after that, Home Depot, IBM, AT&T, Lowe's. I don't know. They're all going the same direction, headed towards more money this year than last year, all headed towards profitability. Now, they all go up and they all go down. So it's kind of like a Ferris wheel. You ever see a Ferris wheel? The horses go up and down, but they go round and round. Round and round and round they go. Where you jump on, nobody knows. But here's the thing. While you're on the merry-go-round, you want to go from one horse to the next, to the next, to the next, to get higher and higher profits. But here's the thing. I want safety. I want predictability. I want consistency. You guys can trade whatever you want. I'm just here creating videos for my children, my grandchildren, and my great-grandchildren who aren't even here yet. I have one grandchild. But I'm making this for all my grandchildren because I figure in 30 years when this doesn't work anymore, because I've been working for 5 decades. I'm 62. I'm retired. I've already recognized. Now, a lot of people have a hard time admitting this. I got no problem admitting it. I know I'm mortal. I know that I'm going to be dead in 30, 40 years. I know that. But I've already noticed that this is not working like it used to. I'm not a young man anymore, and I get that. It's tough for me to admit it, but it's true. So I'm creating videos for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren because I want to pass along all the knowledge that I've accumulated. And this little situation is helping you guys out to find a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. And if 1% a week is not enough for you, well, then I really can't help you out. There are other trading strategies that make more money. But you need to learn the basics first before you can work on the other strategies that make more money. Let's keep on progressing. So PLTR, if you really like it, well, hey, it looks decent. Okay, 30 days ago we're up here. We dropped. Thursday's the bottom. Friday's 1 day higher. Monday, 2 days higher. Remember, I want 3 days to the upside. Okay, here's 1, here's 2. So tomorrow, if this is higher, yeah, it'd be a good opportunity. But here's the thing. I don't do PLTR because, number 1, it's not 20 years old. And number 2, they have no dividends. So it's a no for me. But for those of you that like it, let's take a look. Okay, so it's at 143 at the moment. So we're going to do the 143s right there. Okay, covered call. 143, there it is, 1 contract, and here's what it should sound like. Here's Johnny. Johnny, tell him what he's won. Well, Bill, here's what we got. We got PLTR, 13th of February, and if you buy today, the 143 call option, $335 is the profit, and if you buy now at 13,965. What rate of return is that? Well, let's find out. Just think about it. That's what we're doing. We're looking to make more money this year than we did last year. But I want to do it safely and predictably. So I have a strategy. And it's been working for the past 15 years. Whether you agree or not is really irrelevant. Okay? Whether you join me is really irrelevant. Because I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing it for my children and my grandchildren. You just so happen to be here. Maybe you will learn something. Maybe you will use it. But what you should do, number 1, never listen to anybody on YouTube or the internet. Do your own research. Does it make sense? How is covered calls compared to vertical spreads? DD, I already touched on that one. Vertical spreads are great, but the minor issue you have with vertical spreads is both the long call and the short call are both going to expire. They are both going to expire. I can't say it any other way. So if you're right, great. But if you're wrong, not so great. At least with covered calls, if I'm wrong, I still own the stock. And if I buy it right, the stock I buy consistently gives me more profits every single year. That's why I only do dividend stocks. Because it's not if a stock goes down. They all go down. They all go up. They all go down. Do not kid yourself. Okay, you have to be more diligent. You got to buy and hold through the thick and thin because they are going to go up and they are going to go down. Where you jump in, nobody really knows what's going to happen from where you jump in. You just got to make sure that, all right, I'm okay with this company. All right, next, PLTR. Let's check out the rate of return for PLTR. The profit, 335. We're going to divide it by the investment. Anytime you're going to get a rate of return, you have to have some kind of investment. You got to put something on the line. Okay, 13,965. Now that comes to a grand total of 2.3%. 2.3 if you like Palantir. I personally don't like it, but somebody wanted to take a look, so there it is. All right, so we're going to say Palantir, and it was, how much was it? 2.4. Okay. Where are you? There it is. Palantir, here we go. One covered call, PLTR. 13 February, that's this coming Friday. The 143 call option. 335 is the profit. 14,000 is the investment. Now think about it. I'm creating what I call weekly cash flowing assets. It just so happens that this weekly cash flowing asset has the name Palantir on it. Well, think about it. It could be a candy machine. It could be a gumball machine. It could be a soda machine. It could be a cigarette machine. Remember those? Think about it. It's going to cost you a certain amount of money. Any asset that gives you a return is going to cost you something. Whether you buy a car and rent it out, whether you buy a house and rent it out, whether you buy a boat and rent it out, whether you buy a candy machine and put it on the corner and people come by and buy stuff. There's going to be an outlay of cash. There's going to be a rate of return. Well, this one has a 2.3% rate of return for 1 week. I hate it when it does that. I do. And it's been doing it a lot more often lately. So here's the thing. 2.3%. 2.3 for 1 week. So we're changing just a little bit. All right? We're not investing for annual returns. We're investing for weekly returns. We need two more. 2.3. Come on, come on, come on. Come on, you guys. We need two more. We got 5 every night. We need 2 more. What else do we got? GPUS, Detroit Tiger. What the hell is GPUS? All right, let's get back to the beginning. And GPUS. We already looked at that one. That was a no. All right, what else do we have? Rooster, hey, thanks for all these great tips and for the naysayers. Slide on by. Hey, I'm going to agree with you too. Stocks 2020, Hood, own 100 shares. Okay. Matthew, I loaded up on Hood calls for Friday's expiration. I'll sell on Wednesday. Stock will run. Okay, well, Matthew, I don't buy options. I only sell them. Only because 80 to 90% of all options expire worthless. Okay, Matthew. Everly. I'm not even going to do SCHD. Dude, you've been here before. You know I don't like that company. All right. User 329160. What the hell is NNVC? NNVC. Nano Vericides. Hell no. Alex, I noticed NVIDIA is doing options 3 times a week. Any benefit to that? Yeah, if you like NVIDIA, which, Alex, you've been here long enough, you know that I don't. Patriot Icon, GLW, already did that one. Let me just get my seat, get comfortable so I can answer some of these questions. All righty. Jonathan, give him only 20 years rising earnings. Thank you there, Jonathan. All right. We already seen that. Christian, how are you? Is that Chris, that guy rocks? All right, Chris. Mitch, how are you? Super Steve, Simo, Douglas, user. But not every week has, wait a minute, but not every week has weekly 1% premiums and is not guaranteed. Okay, user 1761661953347. Why couldn't your parents just name you Peter or Ted? Okay, not every week has 1% premium. Yeah, every single week, dude. Okay? And no, there's only 3 guarantees in life, and profiting in the stock market is not a guarantee. Matthew, I bought 91 calls this morning. I'm expecting to see an 8 to 12% return playing earnings tomorrow. Alrighty then. Janard, just another guy on TikTok teaching. Jalapenos, thank you. You're right. I'm just another guy on TikTok teaching. That's it. But is what I'm saying true or not true? Does it make sense or does it not make sense? That should be the better question, Jalapenos. Janard wants to take a look at Nike, NKE. It's going to be a no this week only because take a look at the momentum that we've had lately with Nike. Okay? 30 days ago, we're at 64. We jumped up to 67. We dropped down to 60, back up to 64. Now we're down to 62. So up, down, up, down, up, down. Not this week, but maybe next week with Nike. So let's put Nike down for next week and see what it does. Nike, NKE, Nike next week. Okay, it just looks like it should be next week. All right. Tony, Hood earnings will put, not call. Not quite sure what that means, Tony, but all right. Passport Eric. Hold on, just want to ask, 1% premium is not guaranteed, right? Sometimes premium is low. Well, here's the thing. If you're not getting 1%, why are you taking it? Okay, see the interesting thing, when I say I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week, well, the covered call is a predictable, consistent trading strategy. And you get to know what your return is before you even do the trade. So I'm kind of curious. There's 10,899 different companies. Why is it you cannot find one every single week that pays? Here's something for you right here. Just a rough idea. Okay. Now, before I do anything else, who came up with that one? Okay, 176. 176, you ready? This here is what is called an EX dividend calendar. Each one of these little tiny green dots represents a company that is getting ready to pay a dividend. So let's take a quick look. The first week of February. Oh, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 17, 21, 24, 29, 31. 31. Okay, 4, 8, 12, 16. 16, 12, 5, 10, 15, 16. 16. It's got to be at least 30. Look at this, 92 right here. Look at them all. 56 here. Only one there? That's weird. These are all companies. Every single one of those dots represents a company that's getting ready to pay a dividend. So what am I looking for? I'm looking for companies that pay dividends. That means they're profitable, because a dividend is a portion of the company's profits that they give back to the investors. Okay, I'm an investor. I buy and I sell. Okay, that being said, any one of these companies, I can buy it and create a trading strategy. Buy the stock, sell the option, pick up 1 or 2%. That's where you find them, right there on the calendar. It tells you exactly when the dividend is. And just before the dividend, the stock has a tendency to go up. So why not? I was thinking most of the stocks on the list met all the parameters. I forgot some are not. Michael, ExxonMobil. Why not? I like ExxonMobil. XOM. Hell no. Michael, weren't you paying attention? The high of the year? No, thank you. Black Void, NVIDIA. I'm not going to do NVIDIA. Hell no. The reason I'm not going to do NVIDIA is like $185 and has a 1 penny. 1 penny dividend. Hell no. Just doesn't fit. Do you think SPY will retreat or retest lows this month? Don't know, don't care. Youngstar, I don't do SPY. It's not consistently profitable. Let me show you. Just give me a second while we pull up Yahoo Finance. If you're going to be investing, you need to get a website that has financial information, whether it's Yahoo Finance, Google Finance, finance.com, wallstreetjournal.com, whatever. AppLovin Corporation. That's a funny one. All right, I'll give it a minute. It's going to pop up, and I'm going to show you why I don't like SPY. All right, Youngstar. Unity is you. All right, Alex, we'll take a look at that in a minute. Okay, so here we go. AppLovin, and it's still not opened up yet. Still not opened up yet. What does your shirt even say? It's mirrored. Kuber Poppy Palm. Okay, it says that's a no. What the hell were you thinking? That's what that says. Apple ID, not now. Verify who I am. Yeah, not now. Okay. Not working. I don't like it when it stops working. All right, prove that I'm human. There we go. All right, it's not working. What are we going to do next? SPY. There we go. Let's keep on keeping on. All right, we're going to wait for this thing to load. So ExxonMobil is going to be a no. Chris, CR. What is CR, Chris? Crane Company. No. Chris, I don't do monthlies. Okay, rule number 4. Weekly options only. Okay? February, March, June. Yeah, those are months of the year. No. Okay, New Jersey 78. UNH. What is that? United Health Group, something like that. Check out these numbers. You ready? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, sideways, down, up. Okay, we're at 275. The 275 is going for 455. Does that make sense? It's a little over 1.5% if you like UNH. Well, look at the last 30 days. Okay, 30-day high right there, 30-day low yesterday, down, up, big drop, bottom, 2 days up. Okay, we bottomed out on Thursday. Friday's 1 day higher. Today, 1 day higher. We got a higher high and a higher low. So yeah, it is bouncing off that, but only 2 days. So if it does it for a third day, then maybe I will jump in. But I normally don't buy on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. I usually buy on a Monday. All right, so let's keep on keeping on. What do we have next? All right, Alex wants to take a look at Unity. Unity software. Now, ooh, that looks interesting. Now, I don't know very much about this company, so I cannot speak eloquently of it. So, I'm just going to point out the obvious. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at the momentum. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So it's bouncing off of this bottom right there. See, here's the high, comes down. That's your profit taking. Here's the bottom. Now she's turning around, going back up. That's what I'm looking for. 30-day bottom. Now she's bouncing up. Let's zoom in a little closer. We get a better view of it. There it is right there. The top, the bottom. Now she's going up, 2750. The 2750 is going for 206. Well, that number looks great. Let's find out. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's go to the 28s. Right there, one contract. And here we go. Buy one covered call, Unity, 13 February, the $28 call option. 224 is the profit. Check out what I got to invest. 2,500. 2,500 to make 224. Well, that's a nice return if you like Unity. And that's a big one. Do I even know who the hell Unity is? All right. Celeste. Oh. Celestin Clark. Turn the camera. Okay. Not quite sure where you want me to turn the camera. How do I see the full screen? The full screen is live on YouTube. You're on YouTube right now, channel number 2. I got 3 YouTube channels. Wait a minute. Yeah, 3 YouTube channels. You're on channel number 2. Channel number 1 is just this screen. That's it, just the screen. Without me standing in front of it. That way you can see those smaller numbers. I would like to know what you bought yesterday. Yesterday was Sunday. I didn't buy anything yesterday. But Monday, I believe today's Monday. Isn't today Monday? Let me double check. Yeah, today is Monday. So I didn't buy anything yesterday. Everything is backwards. Hennessy, yes, it is. Because I'm using an iPhone as a camera. And the iPhone doesn't have the ability to invert the image. So, SOL. But there are 9 platforms that I'm streaming on. It's just YouTube is backwards. TikTok is normal if you want to go to TikTok. All right, where were we? Oh, Unity. Well, let's check it out. Here we go. Buy one covered call, 13 February, the 28 call option, which means I'm going to buy it tomorrow at 27.53. I'm going to sell it for 28. I'm going to pick up 224. It's going to cost me 2,500. And what is the rate of return? Remember, I'm only looking for 1%. What is this going to give me? I bet you it's going to give me more than 1%. Let's find out. 224 is the profit. I divide it by the investment, 25.76. That comes to a grand total of, are you ready for this? We haven't seen one this crazy in a while. You ready? 8 8.7. 8.7% for 1 week. If you like Unity. So you need to ask yourself a good question. Does this make sense? Do I like this company? I have no idea. I've never bought it before, but we're going to save this one. All right, so we're going to save Unity. It is paying 8.7% for 1 week. And that gives us 4, which means we need one more. Who's got it? Who's got number 4 for number 5 for us? Here's number 4. Here we go. One covered call, you, 13 February, the $28 call strike. 224 is the profit, 2,500 is the investment. 8.7% is the rate of return for 1 week. That's crazy. I've never seen, well, yes, I have, but that's besides the point. Oh. And I thought I was just about done. Anyway, what else do we got? All right, S&P 500, no thank you. Okay, we already looked at that. SPS retest the lows this month. Don't know, don't care, it's not on my list. Oh, Professor Snorkel. Applied materials, you say, huh? Hold on, let's check it out. AMAT. Maybe. Now this one is crazy. 8.7. No way. 8.7. Holy cow. What one was that? That one was... I don't even remember now. Unity. 8.7. Nice. So, applied materials. Let's take a look. What do you think? 30-day bottom, shoots up to the top, pulls back, 1, 2, 3, right there. Okay, you want to do 330. Doesn't give you much room. It's possible, but it doesn't give you much room because the high is right there. Okay, and here she is. The bottom's there. She's moving up nicely. We only get that much space, but we're only looking for $3. Okay, the 330 is going for 11.75. This might be the last one, and after this, we are done for the night. So let's see what we got. Let's get rid of this. Covered stock. We want to do the 330. The 330 is right there. One contract. Here's Johnny. Buy one covered call, applied materials, 13 February, the 330 call options, 11.63 is the profit, 31,000 is the investment. Well, let's find out. Does it make sense? Well, calculator tells me 11.63 divided by the investment, 31,837 gives me a grand total of 3.6. 3.6 for 1 week. We had a pretty damn good run this week, didn't we? There's a lot of good stocks we picked up, or we found. All right. 3.6. This is the last one. Then we're going to answer questions. Come on. There it is. Buy one covered call, applied materials, 13 February, the 330 call option. 11.63 is the profit, 31,000 is the investment. That comes to a 3.6% rate of return for 1 week. All right, I'm going to pull up my chair, answer some questions, and then we're going to call it a night. And then we'll do this all over again tomorrow. 3.6. All right, so what do we have tonight? 5.8, 3, 2.2, 2.3, 8.7, 3. Wait a minute, that's 6. You guys got 6 out of me tonight. We're only looking at 5. Last night we got 5. All right, so let's take a look at some of these questions, and then we're going to call it a day. Are we ready for this? Who do we got? Okay, Young Star. I already told you I don't do SPY because they're not consistently profitable. You can call it whatever you want. Still not consistently profitable. CCJ, Jet, I have no idea who that is, but it is what it is. Sid Hunt, do you know, old man? Oh, Side Hunt, thank you. What the WTF do I know? Dude, I know a lot more than you think I do. All right, what do we have for questions? UPS tomorrow. Michael, we already looked at ExxonMobil. Alonzo, wish I already bought gold 5 years ago. No, you don't. S&P 500, Richard, next time. John, Harley Davidson, tomorrow. SWBI, tomorrow. Alonzo, thank you, that's funny. CCJ, TLT, ETF, maybe next time. Professor Snorkel, we already looked at applied materials. What's your favorite play for this week? I don't think I have a favorite. Do I think TG Maxx is going to climb up? We'll have to look at it tomorrow. Hope for me. Education is key, absolutely. How many Bitcoin you have? 0, Rodeo. I don't do cryptocurrency. Sorry, dude. Where do I get the book? Eric, Jacob sent it to me tonight, and supposedly I'm supposed to upload it onto the website and onto Patreon and go from there. VFC, Vanity Fair Corporation. Really? That's what VFC is? How do you know it's the top? I can't believe you just asked me that question. How do I know it's the top? Okay, interesting question. Okay. Who said that one? Independent capitalist. Okay, how do I know it's the top when I'm looking at a chart? Because it tells me there's the top. It also tells me that's the bottom. It already tells me. There's no guesswork. There's the bottom because it says the low, and right here it says the high. That's the top right there, and that's the bottom right there. The chart actually tells me. There's no guesswork. User, isn't it that platform of 1% weekly is not guaranteed? Sometimes it's so low. So user 176, I got no idea what you're talking about. Really, I don't. Okay, there's 10,899 companies. If you can't find a company that's offering you 1% for the week, you're just not looking hard enough. Finance professional here, who gives financial advice for a living, but this is not financial advice. You're absolutely right. It's not financial advice. It's more observation. Don't listen to this guy, please. All right, Professor Snorkel. I just love people like him. Anytime you want to go one-on-one about covered calls and investing for weekly cash flow, I'm more than up for the challenge. All right. All right. Michael, EWY. All right, we'll try that one tomorrow. Professor Snorkel, I'm not listening, just doing what he's showing and making money week over week. Thank you, Calibri. Why would I risk $2,000 for 46 bucks? See, two-pack, you're just like everyone else. You're not risking, you're investing. There's a huge difference, okay? Now, here's the thing. Any investment at all, okay? Just so happens that $2,000 for the 46 bucks, Wasn't that like 2 or 3% for 1 week? Think about it. 2 or 3%. Wait. Let's get the calculator out so I'm not misquoting myself. So 46 bucks divide 2,000. Okay. I don't know where you came from, but 2.3%. Okay. $2,000 investment to make a lousy 46 bucks. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Really, I do. Okay? Okay. I understand what you're saying, and I understand the frustration, because you think 2,000 bucks should give you more than 100% return on your money. Well, think about it. You're definitely in the wrong place, because if you think a 2.3% per week, because elementary math, this is something you learn in elementary school, 3rd grade, 4th grade, 5th grade. We all know that there's 52 weeks in a year. And if I get 1% every single week, that's 50% return for the end of the year. Okay? $2,000 investment with a $46 profit on a weekly basis, that's 2.3%. Now, if 1% a week is 50% per year, 2% a week is over 100% per year. So 2-pack futures, I'm terribly sorry if 100% return per year is not enough money for you. And if it's not, there's nothing wrong with it. You're just in the wrong place. Okay, this is for people that have no desire to sit in front of the computer all day and are perfectly happy with 1% on a weekly basis, because 1% on a weekly basis is over 50% per year. And I don't know what other investment gives you 50% per year consistently. I don't know. I could be wrong, but, please explain it to me. You do realize that's 2.3% a week, which is over 100% return at the end of the year. Comma. Please explain. All right, whatever. There we go. All right. Hey, Ortega here. How about selling the 2250s and get 6.88%? And I don't care to sell. Well, Ortega, I would have to take a look at which one we're talking about. It's bright white. Thank you, 2-pack follow. Okay, thank you there, 2-pack. BC Watt, back again. I remember that name. As you get closer to the EX dividend date, do you set a strike price higher, or do you try to get the dividend? Now, personally, I don't try to get the dividend. Okay? Alonzo, that's a small paycheck. Yeah, Alonzo, I'm aware of that. But what you're missing, Alonzo Jr., sorry, don't want you to insult your dad there for anything. I'm not looking for a huge paycheck. When I say 1%, well, that means 1%. If I have $100, 1% is just $1. If I have 100,000, that's only 1,000. Look at it this way, okay? Most of my accounts have over 100,000. So let's just say 100,000, all right? 1%, okay? You may think that's small and insignificant, okay? But remember the outline of the program, okay? Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, less than 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day, 5 days a week is 50 minutes. It's not even an hour. So if I have 100,000, 1% of 100,000 is $1,000. How much time did I put in? 10 minutes a week. 10 minutes a day, which is an hour a week. So this minor, petty little 1% on $100,000, that's $1,000 an hour for my time. I don't know about you, but when's the last time you got $1,000 an hour for your time? Now, you may not have 100 grand, okay? But if you're in your 60s or 70s, you should have 100 or more. If you're in your 40s, you should have at least 50 or 60, okay? Retirement is coming, whether you agree or not, whether you like it or not. You don't have to agree with me. You don't have to like it, but it is coming, okay? You may see it. You may never see it. I know a lot of people that died before they got retirement, okay? I got my best friend. He was one of the best men at my wedding. He's younger than me, and he died before I did. His younger brother even died before I did. So there's no guarantee that you're going to get to retirement. So what are you investing for in the first place? All right, GE. We'll take a look at it next time. If the stock doesn't hit the strike price at the end of the contract, do you sell it anyway? No. I never buy something I do not want to hold on to long term. That's rule number one. If you don't want to buy it and hold it for the rest of your life, don't even buy it at all. Okay? Because you're buying as if you were going to hold it for the rest of your life. If it just so happens to hit your target price before then, fine. Take the profits, walk along, and go to the next one. Alonzo, we already looked at Netflix. UNH, we already looked at it. What do you think about UNH? We already looked at it. Alex, I've owned NVIDIA a long time. I've sold covered calls every week. The new dates are throwing me off. Well, you know, you can just ignore them, all right? Because nobody says you have to trade it every 2 days, okay? The 13th is this Friday. And then next week, it's the 20th. Okay, don't be confused about those numbers. Just ignore them. So jump in after the pay the dividends, if that makes sense. Alonzo, yeah, it does make sense. Passport Eric, what is the website with the EX dividend calendar? Okay, Eric, it's not a website. What you're looking at behind me is called Think or Swim. It's a trading platform. Let's burn through the last of these questions. Reams, we'll look at General Electric tomorrow. Diana, Tesla, tomorrow. Even though it's not on my list. Okay, Zero Trace, we already looked at Apple. Reams, tomorrow for General Electric. Okay, Reams, we already looked at ExxonMobil. Diane, tomorrow. Alex, Schlumberg, tomorrow. TSLL. Riley, tomorrow. Halliburton, tomorrow. Double top. Yep, got that 1 week low premium. Got it. I am so happy I learned this. Enza, good evening. Nice to see you again. Hello. Okay, yep, I've seen you a couple of times, Enza. Chris. Hello, Chris. Thank you there, Miss Enza. Recommend stock. Will, you ready? Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and anything on old Warren's list. Those 5 lists should give you 300 really, really good companies. Can you go over Hood again really quick? No. Okay. Go back and watch the video over again. Okay. So it's being recorded right now. So after we're done, you can rewatch the video. If the stock doesn't hit the strike price, do you sell the stock at the end of the contract anyway? No, I just roll it into the next week. Well, think about it this way. Let's say you buy Harley Davidson at 20 bucks and it gives you 1% this week, but it doesn't hit your target. Well, next week you do the exact same thing. Gives you another 1%. Great, and it doesn't hit your target. Well, you do it the next week. You can do it every single week until it hits your target. Okay? All righty. How many contracts are you using for each stock? Okay, Winnie B's, it's always going to depend on your own personal journey. Okay, I have 7 accounts that I take care of. 7. So they all have a different number of shares in them. They all have a different amount of money in them. So they're all different. Okay, we did that one and did that one. Shaniqua, I'm already dividend investing. I'm definitely looking to add options to my portfolio. Nice going, Shaniqua. Enza, thank you. A VIX, 3 Sons. AMZE, tomorrow. CSX, tomorrow, if you don't mind, Eric. Weekly income is what we want. Yay! Mary. Oh, Misty. Yeah, Nix, tomorrow. Yep, I got that one. Chris, what makes dividend stocks more predictable than non-dividend stocks? I can't believe you're actually asking me that question, Chris, but here you go. The dividend shows consistency, profit or not. But he's right. Okay? A dividend stock pays a dividend every 90 days. Every 90 days. Okay? Most of them. Not all of them, but most of them pay a dividend every 90 days. So that means every 90 days, we know exactly what's going to happen in that company because a lot of people buy the stocks just to collect the dividends. That's why the dividends have a tendency to make the stock price go up higher just before the dividend date. Let's take a look at this for a second. It's already up here. You ready? Look, dividend 2 weeks before it went up. Dividend 2 weeks before it went up. Dividend 2 weeks before it went up. This one you can't really see. But stocks have a tendency to go up just before the dividend date. So knowing that allows us to jump in, get a quick little profit, and get the heck on out. So let's keep on going. What do we got? Thank you, Enza. We'll take a look at tomorrow. Talavera, Baxter. We already did Baxter today. Lilly, Tiger. We'll look at it tomorrow. Camp Road. Nice to see you again, sir. How are you? CEG, tomorrow. Lilly, tomorrow. No, sure it does weeklies, though. Super Steve, no, sure it does weekly, though. Okay, Steve, I have no idea what you're talking about, but okay. Old Dominion, ooh, I like Old Dominion. Camp Road, ABR, okay, take a look at tomorrow. Aaron, DraftKings, tomorrow. TSLL and Amazon, tomorrow. I have 40,000 cash, what should I do? Okay, DDBD. I know nothing about you, so I cannot tell you what to do. Okay, if you want to have a conversation, drop me your number and I will call you personally. But here's the thing. If you think you're talking to me through a text message, an email, a WhatsApp, what do you call that thing, a Twitter, whatever. No, I don't do that. You want to have a conversation, send me your phone number or book a call on the website and I will call you personally. Okay? I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I just like talking to people to see how can I best help you. Because there's an old saying, you help out enough other people and eventually you get everything you want. That being said, let's keep on going. Nicholas, thank you. Super Steve, OGFL, maybe tomorrow. CSX, tomorrow. Nicholas, thank you. So many haters, I know. Isn't it crazy? Rooster, how common are these purchases of covered call contracts in the 2,000 to 3,000 price range? Okay, Rooster, you do realize there's over 10,899 different companies to choose from. Now, only half of them have options, okay? And only half of them have dividends. They all don't have options and they all don't have dividends. You got to find out which ones are which. That's why I tell you the list I look at. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, Warren Buffett's list. Okay? Nice going there, Mr. Rooster. All right, so what do we have down here? Everything's backward. Hennessy, of course it is. James didn't lose his V card yet. I have no idea what that means. What is a V card? Okay? I have a Visa. I'm not quite sure. I doubt that's what you're talking about, but okay. Option trading class. Hey, the infamous B6. Wait. I'm listening. I hear game. Okay. I am Josie. Hey, Josie, how are you? I just did the math on 5 times 52 is 500 a week. That's like over 100 grand. Yeah, I know. It's crazy, isn't it? Is it just me or is everything reversed? Jerry, everything is reversed, okay? Unless somebody knows how to invert the selfie camera on an iPhone bouncing off of YouTube, we'll be all good to go. I know about stocks. Can you look into BNAI when you get a chance? I think it'll pop soon. Tomorrow we'll take a look, maybe. It's a penny stock. Nope, don't even bother. Oh, BNAI hasn't been around for a decade. Low volatility in around, yeah, no thank you. Sorry. The only options I trade are the RUT on verticals, and depending on how the structure, she depends on which way I go. Plus, my old is usually about 2-week hold. Okay, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. You know, there's so many different trading strategies out there. You can do whatever you want. I'm just showing you what I do, what I've been doing for the last 15 years. And it seems to be working out just fine. Okay? So let's keep on going. BNSI doesn't have any options. That's a no. No. Josie, no options. No, thank you. Not 20 years old. No, thank you. Chat, what is rule number 4? Weekly options only. JV Joe. Okay? Rule number 4, weekly options only. Emily, how are you today? I just saw you signing in. I'm just getting ready to leave. 1% a week compounded is huge. Yeah, Steve, it is. Thoughts on Marble? I think it's too close to the 30-day high, but the premium looks nice. No. Marble's not at a 30-day high because we actually have some, and we looked at it this morning. All those dividends are shit. Joe Macris. Well, I thank you kindly for your little tidbits of information. But if dividends don't excite you, what are you doing here? Just kind of curious. Here, what about PLTY? Yeah, no thank you, Joe. Sold. Covered calls on EOS today after session yesterday. All right. TMC. The metals company. Yeah, it hasn't been around long enough. Sorry. Yeah, I get it. See, Joe, I understand what you're looking for. But what you're missing, Joe, is that I'm retired. I'm not looking for capital gains. I'm looking for cash flow. Not capital gains, cash flow. Now, in my younger days, yeah, capital gains is what I was looking for. But nowadays, I have no desire to go back to work, so I have to make sure that all the trades I do are safe and predictable. Any banks? Yeah, once in a while we'll do Bank of America or Wells Fargo or Capital One Finance. Oh, I love Capital One Finance. What options do I trade for income? Joe, I'm just getting ready to leave. I'm just answering up the questions, okay? So what I'm looking for is a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. I'm here every night at 9 p.m. until 11. Now, the only reason I'm still here is I'm trying to answer the questions. I try to answer all the questions before I leave, okay? Bro, out here doing graphs. All right, Tom, thank you. What stocks would you recommend? I don't make any recommendations, but I can tell you what I'm trading. Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders, and then anything on Old Warren's list. Master Amon, what are we doing there? I have no idea. Pirate Story, wish this wasn't all backwards. So do I. If you know a way to invert the selfie camera on an iPhone for YouTube, let me know. I've been doing this for 15 years, but not with iPhone. The iPhone, I've only been doing it for like 4 or 5 years. That's about it. But still, I have no idea how to invert the camera. Thought you said sell same day. No. You were not listening, Troy. Okay? I buy the stock and I sell the option the exact same 2 or 3 minute period. Okay? I buy the stock and immediately, within 2 or 3 seconds, I turn around and sell the option. All the text is backwards. Terribly sorry, Pirate. It's mirrored. Yeah, I get that. Can we not mirror it? No, we cannot. Unless you know how to change it. Okay? Oracle making me a little nervous for tomorrow, hoping the momentum continues. Me too. I got a whole bunch of Oracle. I got over $200,000 in Oracle. And yeah, it's not making me happy at all. But I have no intention of selling at a loss, and it still gives me more than 1% every single week. So I really don't care. As long as she doesn't really tank. Anyway, let's keep on going. Yep, annoying. Yeah, Paul, I understand, but if you know a way to invert the camera, let me know. We get the point. Thank you. Doesn't matter. It's 1%, bro. It's math. Doesn't matter if 1,000 or 1 million. Really? Yeah, he's right. 1% is 1%. Doesn't matter. Can you analyze covered calls for QQQ? Yeah, the yield would be over 1%, but I don't do the Qs because the Qs are not consistently profitable. Take a look at the numbers. Take a look at the dividends the Qs had paid out over the last 2 decades. They're not consistently profitable. They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. It's not where I want to put my money. I only want to put my money in something that is consistently going up. And there's over 300 companies that are consistently increasing their profits year after year after year after year. Those are the only companies I want to do. All right, how many more of these do we got? Oh, shit, we got way too many. I'm not going to go through all of them. Way too many. Okay, that being said, we're going to do this all again tomorrow. There's too many questions on YouTube. Sorry, guys. One of these days, we'll have to figure out how to answer all the questions. Open to doing a call with you. Love the information so far and interested in investing. Straight facts. You want to have a conversation? Great. I don't do email. I don't do text. I don't do WhatsApp. I don't do Telegram. You got 2 choices. Either go to the website, book a call through the calendar, or DM me your phone number. Now, you're here on YouTube. That goes right to my email and right to my phone number. So my phone number is actually on the channel that you're on right now. So you can DM me a number. I'll call you and we can chat. Okay? Fair enough? All right. So, 2-pack. Yep. All right. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. Got that. All right. All the questions are answered. Great. We're going to do this all over again tomorrow. Straight facts. I look forward to it, dude. Now, you want me to call tonight or do you want me to call you tomorrow? Oscar's house. Woohoo! All right. That being said, you guys have a great day, and we will do this all over again tomorrow. All right. So you guys have a great day. Done over here. You guys have a great day. Have a great day over here. You guys all done? Bye, bye, bye. And bye, bye, bye. Over here, too. Stop broadcast. There we go. Down over here. Tomorrow, it's late here. Well, I'm on the East Coast, which means it's 11:30 at night. All right. CYS. See ya. See ya, dude. All right. Have a great day, everyone.